What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Going to be doing another video tonight. I'm going to be showing you how to install a radar detector into your C7 Corvette, more specifically the Grand Sport. And I'm going to be doing a video showing you how to install a radar detector using the power source in your rear view mirror, so you don't have any cords hanging down, which is what I've had since I've had, well, my C6 and now my C7, so I'm going to try to get rid of those wires. So here are the items that you need. You got to have a good light. This thing is awesome. Definitely going to be able to see with that. You got to have your mount. So this mount I got from Blend Mount. I will have a link in the description below. You also need to have your tap, which is your wiring that's going to go directly into your radar detector, and then the other end is going to be directly into the power source of your rear view mirror. So we're going to be using this to generate the power, and then we're going to be using this, of course, to mount it to the rear view mirror. Now, the radar detector that I use is the Uniden R7. This is a great radar detector. I have had absolutely no issues with it. It is definitely pricey, but it is definitely worth it. This device has definitely saved me numerous times. So if you're thinking about getting a radar detector, I would definitely recommend the Uniden R7. I have had nothing but good luck with that. No problems at all. Great radar detector. I use it in both of my cars. I use it in my Audi, and then when I go in the Corvette, I take it over there. The other items that you're going to need are 2 screwdrivers, very, very small screwdrivers with a small tip. This one here is what you're going to use, is what I'm going to use basically to open up the wire area where I'm going to actually plug in these little tiny tips, because the fitment is so tight that if you open it up a little bit, and I'll show you as I get there, that it's going to be a lot easier. And then you need a pair of needle nose pliers, and that should be it. So if I need something else as I go along with it, I guess we'll find out together. So first thing that I need to do is to take the top off the C7. Anytime I'm working inside it, I always find it easier. It's not as closed up and claustrophobic when you're working in there when you take the top off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so now we're ready to rock and roll. Let's get into it. Alright, so what we need to do, first thing, we need to reach back here. And you just be careful. And we need to pull this clip off. Wait a minute. I don't want to pull that off. We gotta reach back here. Okay, so now I need to separate. You need to separate. There's a sort of a harness. Let's see if I can show it to you. There's a harness that's right here, and on the back side, let's see if I can show it to you. On the back side of it, right there, you need to undo that, and there's like a little tiny clip that you should be able to feel, and if you just kind of lift that up, it's going to separate it. Okay, now what you're going to do here is when you get to this point, the idea is the power source is going to go into this piece that's dangling out from the actual mirror, not this piece with the plastic harness. This piece right here that I'm holding is not where the power source is. The power source is up here. Let's see if I can pull a little bit out. There's really not much
Not much give in there, but that's where we're going to tap in to get the power for the radar detector. Alright, so what I'm basically trying to do here, so you've got these two wires. Now, black is going to go into black, and red is actually going to go into purple. So what you do is you look up under here, and you're going to see there's black right there, and there's purple on the end, and it's a really tight fit right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this is one of these I mean, if you have something where you'd repair eyeglasses, or if you have anything with a really small fine flat head or a point to it, this is kind of what you're going to want to use. And you're going to want to just create some space, enough space where you're going to be able to get, let me see if I can get a better angle of light here. Well, no, I'm going to try to get the best light here for myself. Okay, get some more space in here. Okay, all right, see how that went in there? That's perfect. That's perfect. Now you're going to pull. I want to try to do the same thing with the black one. I gotta try to get it right in there. Let's see. Okay. All right. That should be pretty good. Now, once you get that and you created some space, what you want to do is you want to take the black and put it in the black, and the purple gets the red one. So let's see if I can get the red in here. So what you want to do is just get it started right there, kind of push it in there, and then this is where, let me see, I have needle nose pliers in here somewhere. Okay, take a pair of needle nose pliers. Well, that's not gonna work. And then you just kind of stick it right in there, and hopefully this will just, there it is. There it is. And then we want to take the black and see if we can get that into the black. Let's see. Can't see it. Okay. Let's see if we can get some more light in here. Okay, that's not going in. I might have to make a little bigger hole there. That's not really going in. Okay. So let's see if we can get a bigger area to work with in here. Okay, hopefully that'll do it. Okay, now what you want to do is take this guy, take the black, and try to get it. Let me see if I can line this up. Okay, all right, so that's good. So now we got the power source hooked up. Perfect. Alright, so once you have this attached and the power lines are attached, you now want to clip this back together. Alright, so let's see if we can get this back in there. Okay, and now what you want to do is you want to test it out and see if you've actually got power. So let's go ahead and open the garage a bit. I'm sure my neighbors are going to really appreciate this cold start at well, it's only 9 o'clock at night. It's not the biggest deal. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, so we're going to plug this guy in here. Okay, and then we're going to start it up. And there we go. We got power. Oh my God, that is so loud. I love it. That's great stuff. So, oh, all right. So the good news is that we have power, and that means let's shut the garage. All right. So that's a good thing. So now what we need to do is put everything back together, and then we're going to go ahead and get the mount set up so that I can actually mount the radar detector. But the hard part is basically over, because now I've actually tapped in to the power source of the rear view mirror, and now I don't have to have those wires hanging down here anymore. So that should work out perfectly. All right, so we got the housing right here. We just pop that back on. Now we're going to put the protector back on, this covering. Okay, and so this is just going to line up the clips. Here. Alright, so now once you have everything back together up here, which is, you know, basically the way that it looked, okay, you just get everything all snapped in there, you're going to have your power cord hanging down. Now, for the mount, this is a great mount, and I would definitely recommend, if you're going to have an R7 and you're going to mount it on the mirror, this is a really nice piece. So when you mount this particular item, there are 2 screws right here, 1, 2, and I would recommend that you tighten this, and you want to bring this whole thing up. You want to shift it up. So what happens is when you loosen this, okay, and you loosen these 2 screws. I had them pretty tight. Okay, so this piece moves up and down, and so imagine if it's up here. Well, it would actually be like this. This would be hanging down, but you want it to be as close to the mirror as possible. And so the best way to do that is to do it now before you mount it. It's a lot easier to manipulate these screws and do everything before it's mounted up on your mirror. So I would definitely recommend tightening this now. All right, and then, you know, once you have it up here, there's some additional screws here on the side that you can adjust the sort of angle as you have it up there, so it makes it nice and easy. So then what you want to do is simply adjust these screws here until it's all the way open, and then you're going to mount it up behind the mirror, and then you're going to tighten these to clamp it down just as such. And then when you do this and you have this clamped down, we're going to go ahead and zip tie the power cord, and we're going to get that out of the way, and it's going to be nice and slick looking, and then we're going to go ahead and mount it up. So let's see if we can do it. Alright, so now the final step really in the process at this point is to just kind of, you want to tuck this power cord away, zip tie it up nice, so that way it's not just dangling around here. And the way you want to do that, they actually provide you with a zip tie, which is very convenient. So once I get this up here, put that on the top there, tighten that up. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Now I will take my needle nose pliers and I'll cut the excess off. Okay, and now we can take a look at the final product. So when you take this, all you do is you pinch this in the back, line it up, it clicks in place. You take your power cord right here and you turn it this way and you pop it right in. Okay, there we go. So I guess I should give it a start up one last time to make sure the power works. That wouldn't be good if I started it up and the power wasn't good. Then I'd have to take the whole thing apart again. So let's see if I can open my garage so I don't get all smoked out with the exhaust. Sorry, neighbors. Sorry, neighbors. I'm going to give it one start up real quick. Oh boy. All right. There we go. Power ready to go. All right. Had to turn that off quickly. So I gotta shut my garage. Oh my God, that is so loud. This is probably the one time where I'd actually want my stealth mode for the Corvette, but my stealth mode is long gone. All right, we did it. So it's just as simple as that. If you are interested in mounting a radar detector hardwired in to your mirror, that's basically how you do it. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I definitely would recommend the Uniden R7. That is an awesome radar detector. You know, definitely gives you the good protection that you need if you're breaking the speed limit. Not that anybody would ever break the speed limit, but just in case, it's always good to have a nice radar detector. But anyway, as you can see, it's mounted up in there. It looks good. It, you know, that mount works really well. It's angled nicely. It's straight on. I mean, it's definitely what you want. You want your radar detector to be, you know, facing straight forward. You don't want it angled in a downward direction. You know, you don't want it pointed down. You don't want it pointed up or left or right. You want a good radar detector should be facing straight out, and that's going to give you the greatest chance of getting that protection that you need. And I'm going to put a link in the video below to the products that I use, the Uniden R7, and the blend mount is the website that I use and the product that I got for the mount and the wiretap. So it's just as easy as that. We're all set up, we're hardwired in, power's good, radar detector's good, and nice thing is I've got no wires now hanging down. Before I used to have that big power cord that would hang down and it would plug right into my cigarette lighter, but now I don't have to worry about that, which is great. And you know what else is nice is they actually give you some extra pads, an extra zip tie, and some extra screws if things wear out over time, which is great. That actually says a lot about their product. And you actually have another I actually have another zip tie right here. So lots of zip ties and extra parts and tools and things like that. So that's it. I hope you guys like the video. Hopefully that's helpful if anybody's interested in putting in their own radar detector or mounting it. Kind of gives you an idea, and especially if you have a C7 Corvette, that's basically how you do it. All right, I'll see you guys next time.